All right, today is Tuesday, and we'll be discussing how to verify job service from an internal perspective and from an external perspective from a customer vantage point. So we are going to start by looking at the city of Inkster. To look at service verification, there are two ways to do it. One, did you actually complete the service? Meaning, did we go there? When did we go? When did we come back? So from an internal perspective, we can verify service by knowing that we completed the job. So you can go to your particular job, click on schedule, and then view all service dates. Choose the selected start and end date, and you would see that the original date is on the right and the actual date is on the left. If it is a future date, meaning some date in the future, then it's scheduled or is on the route builder. If it's in the past, it was on the route builder during that particular time. And if you are reviewing your route records and saving your route records, then if it's in the past and the route's been saved, then the work was actually completed. So from an internal perspective, location you can go to see if the work was completed. If you wanted to know on a particular job, and we're going to go back and look at the city of Inkster. We'll look at this Friday route. Again, change the date range. Go back to June, then click Get Report, and then Export. And then open this file. It's going to tell us the same 3 dates. And in this case, it's at $0 because we use it custom bill for this one. So it's listed as zero revenue. And then we put in the custom amount when we go to bill it according to the purchase order with the city of Inkster. In this case, we know the start and the end time, we know the operator, we know the route, the job, and the date. So that's another way to verify it internally. Next method to do service verification is if it is an inventoried line, meaning if I click on Edit Geofence, and then I want to see the inventory of this. So this is the geofence for this particular job. And then since this is a city, we're actually doing the roads. I scroll in, these have inventory lines of where they're actually supposed to sweep. So since they have an inventory lines and this is an expansive geofence, it treats it similar but a little bit different. By clicking the expansive geofence, Eagle Eye knows to look for the inventory lines and see what was completed. And then I want to click on See Service Verification, and it's all red because we didn't do it on September 11th. We recall it was July 16th that we did it, so I'll click on July 16th, back, and I'm going to say Get Verification, and we can see that we did all but this one section here. Did not get that section. So we know that we, for whatever reason, we did not do that one, but we did do the rest of the work. So I know I completed this. If I wanted to get closer, I can click on a particular segment, and it'll tell me the exact time that we completed that segment as well. So that's internal service verification. This is inventory lines from municipalities. If I just wanted to know the dates and the times I was there, say for parking lot work, I could pull it in multiple methods. One is to use the analytics. The other means is to use schedule and view all service dates for that given time period. If you'd like to provide customer access, you can create a username and a password, and then allow your customer to have service verification access. And in this case, you have to add particular units that will be doing the work. Otherwise, Eagle Eye doesn't know to apply it. But you add those units in, you create the user, and then when you go to log into Eagle Eye, it has a different view. It's still that same geofence. I want to click See Service Verification. It's going to show that nothing's been done. Again, I go back to July 16th and click Get Verification. Then, again, we see what was completed, and if I want to scroll in here, click the line segment, I can see exactly when it was completed. So we know on July 16th at 7:55 a.m., these two houses right in front of them were swept. It's a very useful tool in terms of allowing your customer to know when you've completed your work. It adds transparency. And if they want to call and complain at July 17th, you can tell them that you were there on the 16th, and anything happened after 8 a.m. is something that they would have to deal with themselves. Now, if we wanted to look at parking lot work, not the municipality, you can log out here. We're going to go over again, and we're going to pull up a customer named Dent Enterprises. And again, I'm going to find the job that has the user. There it is. So you want to create the user. In parking lot work, you don't have to add the vehicles. So now I'm going to go to Eagle Eye, and I'm going to log in. Now this one, it gives you the geofence of the different area. And if I pull up here, since I made this customer line, I've got all the Dent information that I wanted to go look at. And if I want to go look at the service verification, I change my date range back to Get Verification. And now we can see that we've swept this location on these dates. We arrived at a particular time and we left at a particular time. With this particular customer, Eagle Eye also has an automatic connection into their own service verification. So we have the ability to connect with a third party using an API that they can do and have automatic service verification. So once you save the route record, they would be notified to know that the work was done, or they could log in themselves with their own access. If you gave yourself your own access and you liked this view, you could copy this information down, go into Excel and say paste values, and then now you have the same information in Excel, so you know the dates and times, or you could paste it in any other platform. So that is how you would utilize the service verification. First, you got to make sure that you've set up the geofence. Then, if it's a municipality or county or state work, make sure you create the expansive geofence. If it's a parking lot work, you leave it as is, and then you go grant customer access to whomever you'd like to grant. Once they log in, they will get a different view. We wanted to change the job, see the different particular areas. This appears to be a spot that is a new location since Google Maps has not updated. And then you go change your date range. Again, get the verification. It doesn't look like we're actually doing that one. So here is the verification again, and this can be done via customer, or you can grant someone internally to have access because all they're doing is looking at information. And if you had a municipality or city or county, again, make sure that you list all your vehicles associated with that could complete the work so that those inventory lines can be marked from red to green once the work has been completed. Right? So then here's the inventory lines of this particular spot. In order for the service verification to work, though, we do have to have the GPS enabled. Okay? So with this GPS enabled, then you can have the service verification via the inventory lines or via the parking lot work. Okay. That will conclude today's session. What we reviewed today was service verification from an internal or external perspective by granting the customer access or reviewing it internally via the job center or via the analytics. And when you're in the job center, it could be done using view all service dates, or it can be done see service verification. Okay? All right. We look forward to having you on future training sessions.